Hello and welcome back to the Simpl Beauty Podcast. My name is Monica. I'm your licensed esthetician and sugaring specialist. And today we're going to be going over a really fun topic. This is very near and dear to my heart because I've got a lot of love for my first time appointments. And that's what this video is going to be about. So this video is going to go all into different tips and tricks and different questions that I get a lot of times from my first time clients, either people who have never sugared before, never waxed before, or maybe you've never done any beauty service like this and it's extremely nerve-wracking to go into your first appointment. So thank you so much to my friend who recommended doing this video because it's actually a really great topic that a lot of people come in and they're really nervous, and this information will give you some really great preparation for your first appointment so you can walk in feeling really confident and you'll feel really well prepared. Alright, so this is going to be for all my first timers or for people who've never had any kind of sugaring or waxing appointment before, or if you're just nervous for your appointment. So the first thing I want to say is that being nervous is completely, totally normal. So everybody gets nervous before your first appointment, guys. Even if you have done a service like this in the past, especially if you're going to a new provider that you've never had an appointment with before, that's extremely nerve-wracking as well because you don't know their process or how they do things in their facility. So let me just start by saying that it's totally normal. Everybody goes through this, so you're not alone. If you're somebody who is looking for a new place to create an appointment and to have that service, what I can recommend to you is to really research the practitioner that you're going to be using, because once you research their history and their background, then you're going to feel a lot more confident making that appointment because you know that you're going to somebody who is experienced. Look for somebody who is a licensed esthetician. That's going to be your number one step. And then the second thing I'm going to tell you to look for is look for additional sugaring training. You can look online or you can ask your provider, and you can see if they've gone through any additional certification. So myself personally, I've gone through a double certification with sugaring. So that means that I did a foundational and an advanced class. You can even ask your practitioner, how many classes they've done. And of course, the more classes, the better. That means they've had more education. And you can also ask them how many years they've been sugaring. And that's going to give you a really great insight onto how experienced they are. So the more experience doesn't necessarily mean the better, but it does give you that reassurance that the person is going to know what they're doing. And then another great thing is that if you have a friend who's gone to a place that they really like and you have a recommendation, that's another great way to go about it too. Because if you have a great recommendation from somebody that you know personally, then you can pretty much rest assured that you will have a great experience. Look at the Yelp reviews, the Google reviews, and just really research the place that you're going to before you make that appointment. So now that you've found the place that you want to go to, now the next step is just making that appointment. So this is the hardest part for most people, because when you make that appointment, you're kind of just committing to it. Find a day on your calendar that you're available for and go ahead, book your appointment. Just do it. You just got to go for it and just face your fears and book. And then what you can also do is to make plans after your appointment. So, maybe you have to go to work, maybe you don't. Ideally, you do it on your day off and you make plans to hang out with your friends afterwards, or you get to just go home and chill out and watch movies for the rest of the day. Not all of us have the luxury of having that full day off, but even if you can get a couple hours to yourself, just so that you can relax, you don't feel rushed during that day, that's really going to help you to feel really relaxed and just to calm your nervous system, or to just be excited to meet up with your friends afterwards. Okay, another tip that I have is to bring a friend. Bring a friend to your appointment. You can bring your best friend or somebody who is going to really be there to support you. If you bring your friend, they can hype you up, they can wait outside for you to get your sugaring done. And once you get out, they'll be here for you. And it really does help just to get that moral support from your friends so you can get a feel for the facility that you're going to, and just so you can feel a little bit more comfortable. Or what I have some clients do as well, they and their friend will both book an appointment together. So they'll book back to back so that they both get to go in during the same time window. And that's really fun because they both get to experience it at the same time. So it definitely helps them get over that fear of coming in for the first time. And it's also just a really fun experience to do with your friend. And now I have some physical tips for you. So I get this question a lot, is about numbing cream. So especially for the Brazilian, people ask about this because obviously if there was a numbing cream that they could put on beforehand or that we could put on them before the service to make you completely numb, that would be great, right? That would be amazing because then you wouldn't feel anything, you wouldn't feel any pain. And we all know that the first time can sometimes sting a little bit more than the second time and the third time and the fourth time and every time after that. The first time is usually the worst time, unfortunately. But once you get past that first time, It only gets better and better, I can promise you that. But as far as the numbing cream goes, unfortunately, I hate to break it to you guys, but the numbing cream does not work. If you are asking about numbing cream, you're gonna wanna skip it altogether. The reason for this is because the over-the-counter numbing cream or spray or any kind of lidocaine product, they're usually only 1 to 3% concentration in the product. And unfortunately, that is not strong enough for it to penetrate into the skin. That's going to numb the base of the hair follicle, which is pretty deep down into the skin. So unfortunately, those over-the-counter products, they're not strong enough, and the pain is really coming from that deep root of the hair follicle at the base. So it's not gonna really affect the pain at all. It's just gonna like make it greasy and make the hair even harder to pull out. The only thing that would honestly work is like a lidocaine injection or something that's really strong. That would be like a 23-25%, which that's prescription grade, guys. So that's only gonna be available at a doctor's office or through a licensed physician. So estheticians don't have access to those products, and honestly you don't need it either, because once we get through the sugaring service and then once you get past those initial couple of stings, it's really only a sting for a few seconds. We apply pressure and then it's all gone. So it's not something like that you're going to be in constant pain for, and it really only takes about 30 minutes from the time you get in here to the time you walk out, and you're going to be completely done. So trust me, you don't need the numbing cream. You just got to go for it, get into it, and you'll be fine. And then of course, everyone's pain tolerance is different. So some people are completely fine in their first appointment and they're like, girl, that didn't hurt at all, it's totally cool, let's make our next appointment. Some people, they are a little bit more sensitive. So if you are one of those people that are really sensitive, or you have really deep-rooted hair, which makes it hurt more, which you may not know if you do, but when you go into your appointment, the sugarista can probably tell you, hey, you have really deep roots, maybe causing a little bit more stinging for you. If you are one of those people, then you may want to start out with the bikini. And the bikini is only the outer edges of the pubic area. So when you're wearing a bikini, that's what you would see. So it's just removing that, and then we can remove a little bit off the top as well to kind of just create a nice shape for you. If you're really nervous about the pain, start with that. And chances are that when you start with the bikini, you're gonna see that it's actually pretty easy, that it's actually not too bad, and it's probably not as bad as you thought it was gonna be. And then for your second appointment, we can do the Brazilian, we can go in a little further. We can even leave a strip if you want on the next time. And then maybe for your second or for your third appointment, we can go in and do the full Brazilian, and you'll feel ready for that. What you can also do for a physical aid is going to be take some pain reliever about 30 to 40 minutes before your appointment, up to an hour before your appointment. So you can take an Advil, extra strength Tylenol. So it's not really going to make the procedure hurt less necessarily, but there is a little bit of swelling and a little bit of redness associated with this procedure for the first time. So if you do take that medication prior to the appointment, it may just help to kind of take the edge off. And you can just try and see if it works for you. And usually after the first appointment, you don't need to keep taking Advil to come in, because it's really easy for the maintenance. But for that first time, it can definitely help. I really want to emphasize this because this is really important to me. So a lot of times for first-time clients, they are really nervous about having a new person see their body, and this actually really like makes me emotional, because when I see clients come in and they apologize for their body, it actually breaks my heart. You guys, we are not judging your body, okay? Estheticians, we're not here to judge you, and trust me, how your body is the last thing that's on our mind. We're really caring for our clients, and we're just looking at your hair, and we want to get that before and after with that hair removal, and we just want to make sure that you have the best experience possible. Never apologize for the natural state of your body. And that's why you came in anyway, to get rid of the hair, right? So if you have a lot of body hair, guys, that's totally normal. There's nothing to apologize about with that. We're probably thinking about when our last wax order was, and if we have to restock our gloves. That's probably what we're thinking about. And I always try to make my clients feel the most confident that they can possibly feel. And everybody feels so confident after sugaring. So if you feel nervous, it's totally normal. You guys, I felt so nervous on my first time. I'll give you a little story about my first time as well, because it was so bad. No. No, it was actually great, but I was so nervous. Oh my God, I was so nervous. I was practically shaking. I was like, oh my God. So I totally sympathize with the first time experience, guys, because I have been there. And then after my session, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can keep up with this. But once I saw my results, y'all, the smoothness of my skin, trust me, I was hooked. After that first appointment, I was like, yeah, this is my new thing, because the smoothness that you feel after your first appointment especially, If you've never epilated or waxed or sugared or anything before, you've only shaved before, or maybe you never shaved at all, oh, it is like a world of difference. Trust me, you will never get that smooth with shaving. It is like night and day. So smooth after your first sugaring experience. And the best part about it is that when you keep up with your appointments, it keeps getting smoother and smoother, and you don't have to deal with those prickly ingrown hairs and all that stuff. So of course, I was hooked after the first time. So I stuck with it. I listened to my esthetician. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick with it. And it was no problem after that. So really just getting over that first time hump and just kind of, you know, getting into it is really what's going to be important, because you guys are going to get hooked. You guys are going to get addicted to sugaring. Thank you for going through this journey with me, this video. And I really hope that these tips helped you if you are getting ready for that first appointment, or you're just getting ready to make that appointment. So if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and leave your comments down below, and I'd be happy to answer them in our next video. If you have any other recommendations for a video or topics that you want to see. And good luck, my young sugaristas, to everybody going to get in their first appointment. I hope you have an amazing experience, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.